You're still standing. You're still showing up. Still doing what needs to be done. Still handling what life places in front of you, and everyone thinks you're okay. But there is a tiredness inside you that no one sees. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. Not the kind that disappears after a day off. A deeper tiredness. Listen. This tiredness didn't come from doing nothing. It came from doing too much. For too long. From carrying things quietly. From being the one who keeps going. When stopping never felt like an option. You didn't break. You adapted. And adaptation slowly became exhaustion. Listen. Survival doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes survival looks like endurance. Like showing up while empty. Like functioning while emotionally worn. Like holding yourself together. When everything inside feels fragile. And you became very good at that. You learned how to smile. Without explaining what hurt. You learned how to keep conversations light while your chest felt heavy. You learned how to survive without being seen. Listen. And because you never collapsed, no one thought to ask. No one noticed the cost. But God did. Psalm 62:1 says, "Truly my soul finds rest in God." Even when your body keeps moving, your soul has been longing for rest. Not physical rest. Soul rest. The kind only God restores. Listen. You didn't survive in silence because you were weak. You survived in silence because you were protecting yourself. Protecting your heart. From being misunderstood. Protecting your responsibilities. From falling apart. Protecting the little stability you fought so hard to keep. So you stayed quiet. You told yourself, just get through this. Don't make it worse. Handle it later. And later kept moving forward while you stayed tired. Listen. You didn't wake up one day like this. It happened slowly. One expectation added here. Another responsibility added there. One more moment where you told yourself, I'll rest later. Until surviving became your normal. And you forgot what it felt like to feel light. You forgot what it felt like to rest without guilt. You forgot what it felt like to breathe without bracing yourself. Listen. God never confused your silence with strength. He never assumed you were fine just because you didn't complain. Psalm 38:9 says, "All my longings lie open before you, Lord." Even the longings you never spoke. Even the exhaustion you learned to hide. Even the tiredness you didn't know how to explain. God saw it clearly. Listen. There were moments you felt emotionally drained, but couldn't afford to stop. Moments when your body kept moving, but your heart felt worn. Moments when joy felt distant and peace felt fragile. Moments when you wondered how much longer you could keep this up, but you didn't say anything. You adjusted. You adapted. You endured, and survival became your language. Listen. Survival kept you alive. But survival was never meant to be permanent. God does not intend for you to live your life in constant survival mode. He sees when endurance turns into exhaustion. He sees when strength becomes strain. He sees when silence becomes heavy. Listen. Psalms 56:8 says, You have kept count of my wanderings. You have collected my tears in your bottle. Not only the tears that fell, but the tears you swallowed, the exhaustion you carried quietly, the pain you pushed down. Because life didn't slow enough for you to feel it, God counted every one. Listen. Some of your tiredness came from loss. That was never fully processed. Some came from disappointment. That lingered quietly. Some came from being the one others leaned on, while no one leaned on you, and still you survived. But survival left marks. Listen. You didn't fail spiritually. You didn't lose faith. You were tired. And God understands the difference. Isaiah 41:10 says, Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you. Not after everything is fixed. Not after you finally rest. But right in the middle of what you are still carrying. Listen. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to reach a breaking point for God to care. Jesus said in Matthew 11:28, Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Not after you become strong again. Not after you figure everything out. Exactly as you are. Tired. Worn. Still standing. Listen. Restoration doesn't arrive loudly. It doesn't announce itself. Sometimes it begins quietly, with steadiness, with subtle shifts, with moments where you feel just a little less tense, a little less guarded, a little more able to breathe. Listen. God is restoring you in ways you may not immediately notice. He is restoring your sense of safety, your ability to trust again, your capacity to feel joy, without bracing for loss, not all at once, but gently, carefully. Listen. Psalm 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Binding takes patience. Healing takes time. And God never rushes. What needs tenderness? Listen. You are not behind because you survived. You are not weak because you stayed quiet. You are not failing because your healing is slow. Survival was necessary then, but restoration is possible now. Listen. God is not asking you to keep holding everything together. He is inviting you into a season where strength looks different, where rest reaches deeper than sleep, where faith feels lighter, Listen. Psalm 23:3 says, He restores my soul. Restoration is not loud. It is gentle. It is faithful. And it begins inside. You're still standing. But God sees how tired you are. And He is restoring you. If this message spoke to your heart, like, share, and subscribe, so it can reach someone who is quietly exhausted right now. And if you feel led, comment. God sees my tiredness. May His peace find you today.